Belly up, belly up. That's her theme song.
I think it needs some work. Might need a little bit of work.
It's really bad.
But whether the song sucks or not, we are belly up. Vikings, Cardinals, final preseason game of 2023. Cuts are coming Tuesday, and the season is what, 10 days away?
Oh, it is so damn close. I can taste it. I can smell it. I'm very happy that this last preseason game is going to be in the books. As much as I love watching football.
Belly up. Starting to catch on. Starting to grow on me.
Belly up, belly up, belly up. Don't forget, we're going live after the show, too, to talk studs, turds, and, maybe some really crazy guy that just maybe snuck himself onto this damn team.
Hell yeah. So let's talk, we'll talk about some players who need to have a big game, one last chance to impress the coaches, what we're kind of expecting to see in this one, and obviously, fingers crossed, in the most meaningless of preseason games that there's no injuries.
Yeah, we've done pretty damn well. I was thinking about that earlier. As far as injury issues, anything? Nothing?
I mean, a couple concussions. Addison, Najee. Wow. We don't know what happened with Scene's thing was in practice. Yeah, there's nothing, no key starter has gone down.
Let's go. And honestly, I know we're going to talk about guys. I think the Vikings know who's making this team. Someone could come in and just absolutely rip it up at the bottom of the depth chart. It doesn't matter. They know they're 53.
Yeah, I think maybe, if anything, maybe just where they fit on that 53, where the pegging order is. On this, yeah, I did. On this depth chart, who's the sixth corner? Who's the fifth corner? I don't know. Maybe some of that stuff will get figured out. But you're right, though. I think this roster is pretty much set. And I just wonder how many players who are playing today, who think they maybe have a starting or a job on this or spot on this roster, are going to turn out that they're going to get that thing taken away from them with a trade.
Yeah, I absolutely smell at least one trade coming. It's going to be beautiful. T-Bass wants Theo Jackson to make this team. There's a better chance of Leppigus growing a third nut during this show than Theo Jackson. And practice squad.
Hell yeah. What a practice squatter he'll be, too.
Theo Huxtable, very underrated character from the Cosby Show.
Perfectly rated. I think he's perfectly rated where he is. I was convinced a friend of mine that he's supposed to have three nuts, and he said, "What? You mean the one in the back?" So I don't know what he had.
Yeah, that sounds not great. Ryan Stokes in the house. Dave in the house. Remember, we're going live after the game, too. Dusty Roberts in the house. All right, let's do it. First off, we got to at least mention Trey Lance. The dream is dead. I can't believe the fourth-round pick. Hell no. No effing way.
Yeah, it's so weird. It seems a lot of people are torn on this. A lot of people are on the side of, hey, he got one shot in a rainy game to prove his point. The coaching staff never wanted him. The coaching staff also saw him every single day. And, saw some of these throws that were getting put out there on Twitter where he's overthrown guys by 10, 15 yards. Again, I said it on the live on Wednesday. Go back to, March. I wanted this guy bad. I wanted this trade to happen. Didn't really care either way if it did, but a fourth-round pick seems a little steep.
Very steep. Anyways, enough of Trey Lance. Let's talk Vikings Cardinals.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start. So, is there anybody who really this game is big for them? Is there anybody on this on the Vikings? Let's go 90.
Yeah. Comments. Whose games is the biggest for? Viking Funeral in the house.
Hey, Viking Funeral. Oh, I don't want that big. They changed the layout here, so I gotta go like this now.
T-Bass, I'll make a bet on that Theo Jackson is not picked up immediately and makes somebody's 53. In fact, I'd be willing to bet Leppigus' life on that.
Please don't bet my life. Makes me very nervous.
Theo Jackson out there ripping it up against fifth stringers. Yeah, who's this game big for? I think it's big for guys like McBride, guys that are to make the practice squad. That's more of the biggest games.
Yep.
The depth chart's probably figured out. The guys who are making it figured out. I guess confidence-wise, like an Ole Udo, if he's playing, go have a good game, please, because he's been sucking ass.
And you mentioned confidence. And the guy who needs confidence is our fifth-round rookie quarterback, Jaron Hall. To see him, I actually wouldn't be surprised if he just played the whole game today. I don't know why we'd have to see any Nick Mullins today. That doesn't need to happen. I think Tomu can be his backup. Give Hall this game. Let the kid play all four quarters, see what he's got, and hopefully he can build some confidence. Because this O-line that was put in front of him, we might as well have me, you, Viking Funeral, T-Bass, and Davey up there blocking for him because it was that bad. I think he's one guy who can actually gain some confidence. I don't expect him to make the team. He'll be a practice squatter, but he needs to have a good performance today for his own sake.
Damn it, Ryan, you need to get out there and start warming up a little bit. You're going to have a pulled hammy.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Hello, Renee. The good thing we got going is the Cardinals suck. They are horrible.
Yep.
They're a very bad team, and their depth, I think, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Everybody's saying they're tanking for Caleb Williams. They're trading Simmons for basically nothing. So this is the game where a Jaron Hall could come in, and McBride could come in and at least get some numbers, get some confidence rolling, because when you look at this depth chart of the Cardinals, it's pretty gross. I mean, I don't care if we win or lose today, but I would be shocked if we lost to this team.
Are they the ones that just traded for Josh Dobbs? Who made that deal?
Yeah, I think they did.
What made you look at that and say, I need to give? The Browns were shocked when they were called with an offer for Josh Dobbs.
I'm sorry, what? Joshua Dobbs? Absolutely. Josh, get out of here.
Wait, will you check? Is Josh Dobbs on our roster? Someone, please let us know. Oh, he is.
Ebas, we got to have some stipulations around this. You said Theo Jackson will be signed immediately, so there's got to be like a.
Well, there's your out right there. Window. There's your out right there.
Yeah, no, I'm not backing out on this one. He'll be on our practice squad.
Well, it's not. I mean, that's one thing to remember. I mean, teams keep their own guys. They tend to do it, unless you're the Chicago Bears last year, where you signed 8 players out the garbage pile. Teams like to keep the guys that they've been with these last 2 months.
Yeah. So let's talk. I mean, Jaron Hall. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who actually plays today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we see guys that are kind of on the bubble not playing, you'd have to assume that they made the team. I mean. Like when you look at the wide receivers, is Rager going to play today? Is Brandon Powell going to play today? I can't imagine Ty Chandler's playing today. I can't. I mean, Ivan Pace. I mean, is he going to play?
Yeah, I mean, maybe those guys. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Asamoah plays. I think he needs to. He hasn't played at all. Correct? He missed the last one. So I see him out there get some, maybe the first quarter, get some snaps on defense, get his feet a little bit wet, get his balls wet, get his feet wet. That might be good for him. But yeah, I mean, maybe a series for some of those guys you mentioned, but there's no reason to keep him in there anything beyond that.
No. Please sit Pace, Addison. Hell no, you better not see the field. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty gross out there. It's gonna be a lot of Tanner Vallejos and boy, I don't know, Troy Readers. I'm just looking at the depth chart.
Well, it's weird because you see a lot of other teams, they have been playing their starters. The Chiefs have Pat Mahomes out there. So the Kevin O'Connell doesn't do it. He's one coach who does not play the starters in the preseason. So I don't even think to play the number 2s at all. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Rager doesn't play. I think he's got a spot on this team.
Oh, before week 2, T-Bass immediately all of a sudden went to like a month. Backing up. What up?
I think it has to be before he signed the practice squad. Because you can snipe anybody off the practice squad anytime. But I'm not the bet master here.
I think Asezi Atamuel is not making the team. I just woke up this morning. I was like, oh shit, he's not going to make the team. He's done.
Yeah, no, I agree. You look at the last year's draft class, everybody gives it shit, and Asezi won the last, 5th round pick from that year. He's just not. He doesn't do anything. I mean, not a lot of pressures, not a lot of tackles being on a scrimmage. He gets a couple tackles here or there. I don't think there's any reason to keep him. I think he needs to go on the practice squad.
Livingston, what a name! I can already tell this guy is way smarter than us. If you had a name like Livingston,
he's wearing a suit and tie right now.
You read a lot of books, and you're smart, very smart. Well, they interviewed the defensive line coach Rumpf this morning. I was listening to K-Fan, and they're like, basically, the long story short is he listed off his defensive linemen that he's working with. Mm-hmm. He didn't even list Atamoyo. He listed Roy. Roy was the last one he listed. He listed like 6 of them too. But not even mention the dude. It's like, ouch, shit.
Did he drop Bullard or Blacklock or Day? Anybody like that in there?
I think he listed 5. And Atamoyo just wasn't there. I can't remember who it was, but that's a name that should probably be in there. He's going to be practice squad. TJ Smith's a guy that'll be interesting. I think he could be a sneaky one to get on this damn squad.
I know. Sheldon Day is my guy as a sneaky one to make it on the D line.
Yeah. Wide receiver is going to be a good one. Trishan Jackson, again, as far as guys suiting up or not, everybody's rooting for Trishan Jackson. Huh?
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of him today. He'll probably be starting alongside Blake Prohl.
Do you want him out there starting? I mean, I would rather see him without his pads on. Like, holy shit, this guy actually made the team.
I think he needs to show a little more. He's been hurt. He missed a big chunk there. I think he needs some more game action. I think he's going to play today. Brandon Powell, to me, is another guy. I I wouldn't expect to see pads on. I think he's made this team, but do you keep Powell and Naylor? I don't know. Not Naylor, Rager. So he plays. I think he maybe only goes a quarter, but Thayer Thomas, we'll see a lot of him. And, probably see a lot of Lucky Jackson too.
Lucky Livingston, you're right. You just went down a few notches. You're not that smart. Make sure to be joining us for the post game afterwards with some beers, studs, and turds. We'll bring you guys on, talk about the game. If there's one bubble guy, Lupagus, that you could just grant a golden ticket, Willy Wonka style, to, that's making this team, who is it?
Oh man, a bubble guy that I could give a spot to. That is a great question. I don't know. Would you consider Jawan Williams a bubble guy? I think he's done enough.
I hope he makes the team.
And I think he deserves it. I like his size, like his length. Some of the plays he made in the Seahawks game were brilliant. Still a relatively young player. Still needs some more experience. So Jawan Williams, I want to see him make this team.
Yeah. T-Bass, you keep comparing Theo Jackson and Lewis Cine. That's not my comparison. I just don't think he's going to make the team. We already got a ton of safeties. Jay Ward's a slash safety. He ain't making the team.
Yeah, I don't see a spot for Theo on this thing.
I'm going Thayer Thomas, man. Every route you see this dude run, the fact that he can return punts. I know Brandon Powell throws a wrinkle in that. If we keep him, Thayer's definitely not making it, but I think he could be a real sneaky depth move in the next year or two, as far as just having that dude who, in the slot, just gives defensive coordinators migraines.
Oh my God, sounds really painful. Really painful.
Thomas.
So let's look at this whole line. I mean,
yuck.
Really?
You have to?
Well, you look at the backups, and between Reed, Lowe, Schlotman, Brandel, I mean, of those guys, who's safe? I mean, Udo, to me, Brandel's the only one I can say deserves a spot on this team.
Oli Udo is going to make the team. I think he's 100%. I would even honestly kind of be a little surprised if he plays today.
Udo shouldn't. I mean, he doesn't deserve it, but there's no other option.
Yeah, there's no other options. He could be a guy that could be shitting his pants if the Vikings make a trade, as far as just a backup swing tackle. But yeah, our depth, just like last year, on offensive line is gross. Just like Atamueo, I think Venerian Lowe actually has a better chance than Atamueo, as gross as that sounds, just because, again, lack of options. But yeah, I mean, I wonder how many they even keep.
It's probably safe to say, I mean, O-line will be our grossest position, especially from a depth perspective. You look at the final 53 roster, there's going to be some players on there and be like, oh my God, this guy wouldn't have made 30 other teams in the league.
What? Yeah, but hey, we're also got some very top-heavy spots too, so you gotta suck somewhere. Not every team is locked and loaded, so unfortunately ours are along the lines. Let's talk running backs quick.
Yeah.
Aaron Dykes. Could he be a sneaky one?
I got to be honest. I mean, between him and Smith, they both look better than McBride in the limited time they've been here. McBride's been here since the draft, and then you get these two guys off the street and both look better than your 7th-round pick. But of those three, Dykes to me is the most appealing, the most intriguing. The way he can catch the ball, his quickness, his shiftiness, his ability to return kicks. Dykes, I mean, this guy looks like a guy of those three. You should probably keep him. I mean, on the practice squad. I mean, I think McBride is really battling for a spot on the practice squad right now.
No, I think he's locked there. Trish, who cares if we call him Trish? Christian Jackson has shown that he can pretty much catch that thing with his butt cheeks. He can catch it with anything.
Trish the dish.
Lupagus is a McBride hater. Well, about a month ago, he thought he was going to the Hall of Fame. So
I flopped. I'm sorry. I've never seen a guy look as overmatched in the preseason as I have with Dwayne McBride. I don't know why you keep him. Why do you even bother putting him on the practice squad when you got a guy off the street last week and Aaron Dykes looks like a much far superior player?
Yeah. What else we got?
Well, let's stick with running back. Let's talk Kenny Ngwangu. Do we think there's an injury there that could potentially land him on IR? I mean, there's been nothing.
Yeah, he's going to be on IR. He's going to be on IR for something. Clearly, is very, very wrong there. He is. I'm not anticipating seeing him to minimum of week 8.
Yeah, and I know those IR rules are. I'm not really up to speed on some of those and how they work, but yeah, I think he's gonna be one guy who's gonna be. Yeah, you're damn right. That was a Mallrats reference. He's gonna be those guys that you don't see it coming. That he's gonna be put on IR, and we're gonna sign someone in his place. Maybe that's when a Kareem Hunt comes in here, and maybe that's when a Mike Smith. Right? That's what we looked at. Mike Smith. Mike Davis.
Show some respect.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say. What else was I gonna say? Probably Mike Tolbert as well. I was initially thinking. But yeah, those three, or if it's someone off the street, I think there will be a new running back here kept on this roster.
Yes, sir. If you're watching, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to come on after the game for the post game for Beers and Stud and Turd.
Let's talk a little outside linebacker, because DJ Wanham has been a popular surprise cut. Is that going to happen? Everybody still feeling confident with that, or Louisa Villain taking his spot, or is it someone else
making the team? I don't even want him suiting up today.
Hell yeah, no reason to. There's no reason.
Andre Carter, a guy that is probably still kind of auditioning for that practice squad.
Yeah, I really thought he'd have a little more of an impact this preseason. Some more splashier plays, some sacks, but there's been really nothing.
I mean, he's the guy that is a year or two away. I mean, that's why he didn't get drafted. So get him on the practice squad, come back, and next year he actually maybe competes. But Wanham trade, I don't know if you really get anything for him. He's on his last year of his contract. I would love to get something. Don't get me wrong.
You went through our draft picks last week. We have 2 6, a 5th, and a 4th or something?
2 4s, 2 5ths, and a 6th. I don't think we have a 7th.
All right, so potentially some of those picks could get moved. But yeah, if you're doing a player for a player.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah, that's that. Well, I mean, that news that broke wasn't great. The fact that he wanted this, record-breaking contract for a tight end. The Vikings are apparently far apart on that, so now he's got a really bad earache.
Of course, Art is already over hockey. You know what? Screw him.
Livingston.
Livingston. You could have spent that on a leather-bound book instead. He
hates books.
No, he's still smart.
He smokes Cuban cigars, I'll tell you that. Drinks expensive wine.
I don't think any players on our team are, well, you know what? We shouldn't say that. Who did we trade last year to the Steelers? Who was that offensive lineman?
He was only here for the preseason.
We got like a 7th round pick for him on a
Davis. Jesse Davis.
Jesse's girl. Ba-da-da-da. So, hey, anything's possible. So,
yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. I would expect as soon as tomorrow we can start hearing some deals, start hearing some cuts. You don't have to do everything on Tuesday. They can start letting guys go as early as hell this afternoon after the game. That
wouldn't be polite. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. This is the first time we've seen it where the cuts all down to the end. I could see teams waiting right till just as like Zimmer style. He waited like a minute before they release those things.
Instead of the pink slip, they should have a guy walk around the shower with a pink bar of soap. And if you get the pink soap, you gotta go.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I would love to be the pink soap guy, just scrubbing them.
Ziggy's cheap.
Oh, Spiking Viking.
Stadium he built sucks.
Thank you,
Spiking Viking. Spiking. Let's go. Yeah. Is everybody gonna watch this whole damn game?
Hell yeah! Watch the Vikings.
Well, I mean, I know we're gonna watch it. Lubbock is gonna be. We're gonna be right next to each other. I can't wait.
Well, should we hold hands?
No.
I got a real fancy cheese and cracker tray I'm bringing over.
Are you really? Wow. All right. I just got some frozen Zaz and some Doritos.
Oh, looks like we have quite a feast on our hands. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more on this roster. I saw someone bring up Jalen Williams, and of these undrafted guys, he's one we don't talk a lot about, but he's made some plays and he's showed some flashes, and I kind of like that guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that upset if they actually kept him. And I mean, clearly he's going to be kept over Theo Jackson. Najee Thompson. I'm sorry. I'm diverting.
Yeah,
I don't talk about Jalen Williams anymore.
No, I think he's a player we maybe haven't spoken enough about this preseason.
Uh-oh. Somebody tell Renee. She's not going to be happy.
It could be a guy, too.
Or he. I'm embarrassed.
Trey Lance is a Dallas Cowboy, Renee. Undulas Cowboy. What?
Nothing. Viking Jerome. Look at that.
Look at that. Oh, guy.
Perfectly sculpted goatee.
And cheekbones.
I think Andrew Booth is going to play this whole game.
He should. He needs to. He needs to have
special
some kind
teams,
of positive.
Special teams playing the whole damn game.
But here's the thing. Like, I don't really know if he is aware that he's not a very good football player yet. Like, you see him chuck the ball up the sidelines.
I mean, he needs some confidence.
He's still out there with a ton of confidence. So he probably has nothing to gain by out there playing, but he needs to play. He's not good. He's probably the 7th or 8th best corner on this team.
Actually, the Bugles are in that cart where you go to check out, where they just have all the gross shit for like $1. That's
the expired stuff, the old stuff.
Yeah, Bugles are Bugles are dick.
Oh, that's actually Ashley's last name.
It is. You're right. Wow. Renee confirms. Girl, booth cut tomorrow. Okay. Dusty Roberts says, we got to do our underdog.
Yeah, let's do it.
My screen sharing abilities are not good.
Really?
I'm having an issue going on with my monitor, so I actually have to just do it on.
Do you want me to log in and do mine?
No, we're going to do it quick. Link in the description. Get Underdog. Do it before this game. Do it for the preseason one because there's some very easy ones, and we're going to go through it. We're doing the pick 'em where it's higher or lower. Help me out in the comments because I want to win some cheddar. So we're doing pick 'ems. We're doing 4 higher or lower.
And we're going to do really start pushing our leagues next week. So
yeah, we got to
send us your email. We're going to send you invites. Get that thing going because the season is upon us.
All right, so we're doing a quick pick'ems, underdogs. Use the promo code SKOL. They match up to your first $100. Do it. You help us out as you're doing it too. If that motivates you at all. So we're doing pick'ems, higher, lower. Jaron Hall, 54 yards. Come on, it's got to be higher. He's gonna play the whole game.
Yeah, that's got to be higher. That's the easy one.
All right, comments. Help me out on this as well. And I'm going to show you why there should be some easy money here because Nick Mullins is higher or lower at 142 passing yards. Is he even going to play?
No. Low.
Look at this. I'm already making cheddar. Let's go. Ty Chandler, higher or lower, 42 rushing yards. Again, is he even going to play?
That's what I don't think so. I would have to go low on that.
Bruce Hansen goes higher. Everybody's going higher.
You think? I don't know why he needs to play today.
No. So confidence is extremely high. I do got to pick one for the Cardinals. So Clayton Tune, 132 yards passing, higher or lower?
I'm going higher. See what everybody
I got to see comments on this one. Clayton Tune, is he going to have more than 132 passing yards against Theo Jackson in this dominant 4th string defense? Lower. I mean, a lot of lowers. Wow. Jesus, everybody's lower. I was actually leaning towards lower.
I like Mello said, he's nice. Yeah, I think he's had a good preseason.
I think you'd have a better chance to have more rushing yards than that. So I
expect him to play a lot today.
All right, I'm going higher. Everybody's saying.
Now we're getting a lot of hires coming in.
All right, I'll go higher.
You don't sound very confident.
I don't. And then Dwayne McBride, 34 yards rushing, higher or lower? Got to be higher.
I don't know. I mean, is it going to be Dykes and Smith? Yeah, but Dykes and Smith, they're going to be in there too. I don't know. That's cool. I mean, I wish it was like combined points in that one.
All right. So all those, as easy as they were, this isn't the only one I'm doing. I'm doing $10 on this one. If I get all 5 right, I get $200.
Wow. Mello says for sure.
Put that link in the description. Sign up for Underdog. Promo code SKOL. You help us out. Boom. Insure that bet. Dusty, I did not insure that thing. Never show weakness.
I did one today where I insured it. I'm on a little bit of a losing streak. I was running hot, and now I'm getting cold.
That's boring. Are we going to see Chris Boyd out there, former Viking?
I was just taking a look. I saw Pat Elfline's also a Cardinal.
The Mello, make sure to put in SKOL, baby. Put your first deposit in.
Get that SKOL on there, Mello.
Who else is signing up? We're in my one bar and Luppagus hat. Wayne West, that a boy.
We got David Blau as well. Former Viking, great legend.
Yes, he was. All right.
And your boy Trey McBride is on this team.
Yeah, Trey McBride, who I called Dwayne McBride Trey far too often. Mason M's already signed up. Cardinals suck, says MSR.
Yeah, they do suck.
Michael Carter, yes, you can if you have another email. Boom, do it. Thank you. Final thoughts. I mean, we're going to be live after the game. Make sure to come on. It'll be fun. Bring you guys on. Give us your studs and turds. I'm gonna go ahead and predict that the stud of the game is going to be Tanner Vallejo, and the turd. I don't want to predict the turd. That's just not nice.
I think the stud in this one is going to be Jaron Hall. And I think he needs to have a big game. He's going to have a big game. He's going to throw for over 200 yards, run for 46.
Jiminy crickets. Yeah, I mean, no injuries. Greg Joseph, make some kick. Don't miss any kicks today. I'm not asking for much. McBride, show something. Anything.
Show you belong on this practice squad at
and
least.
Thayer Thomas, Why don't you go rip off about 8 catches for 98 yards, 2 scores?
Oh my God, that'd be awesome. It'd be fun to see someone step up. You look at Lucky Jackson. I know he's not making this team, but he had a horrible drop. It was all over Twitter. It was almost like catching a punt. It was like you when the coach called you a pussy back in 7th grade football.
It's 7th grade. You're not really supposed to call kids that. Really hurt my confidence. Didn't want to play anymore.
I think it ended your football career is what it did.
Yeah, it was not great, but he was right. I ran away from a guy that was about to tackle me, and I wasn't running the right way.
So just to get Lucky Jackson, see him have a catch here and, get some confidence back would be nice. But someone under the radar to step up would be kind of fun today.
Yes, sir. There we go. Belly up. Make sure to hop on. We'll be on probably a little before 3, somewhere around there for the post game. And then, coming days, final projections for the 53. It's going to be a fun couple of days coming up, baby.
Yeah. Get this final roster shaped up and guarantee there's going to be at least 2 players who are currently not Vikings who will be on this 53-man roster.
Agreed. 100%.
I mean, whether it's a trade or you're signing somebody else's scuzz, there'll be somebody.
Scuzz.
All right. Well, that's it. We just bellied up. The game's about to start in about a half hour. I'm got to get my ass over to one bar with my delicious meat and cheese platter.
Is there any pepperoni on it?
I don't know. I think it's a turkey one. I bought the pre-made one.
Turkey? I don't think there's turkey meat
and cheese. It's turkey.
Please.
Yes, it is.
All right. I can't wait. We'll see everybody after the game.
Remember this. Tupac's last words were, "Fuck you."
Oh.